Hey, what's going on, everybody? And I am terribly sorry for this 3 week hiatus. My grandmother passed away, and you just don't simply know how that's going to hit you. And it kind of hit me pretty hard. So I haven't been in the mood to simply make any particular videos. But over the course of those 3 weeks, a lot of information has came out from Blizzard's BS to Overwatch to Diablo to Red Dead Redemption, me falling off my motorcycle for the very first time. But all that is for another video. This particular video is going to be over what Snapshot has done over these last particular 3 weeks. They had the developer announcement, and they had the transparency of their business model and what is to come with the pretty much, in a sense, what is their roadmap and how they're going to achieve it, as well as how much it's going to cost us. But right off the bat, let's simply just go right into the developer announcement in itself. The developer announcement was pretty short. It was like a 30-minute video. I watched it, but the real big showcase to it was only two particular aspects of it, which was one, the new loading screen, which is pretty sick. It's a cutscene of a flying of your flying jet, getting ready to land in the got something in my eye. Oh, what is this? But it's a jet, and it's coming into land in the facility that you're going to, or the map that you're on. And it's definitely a break from that black screen of death, or all you just see is just a guy and then it just simply loads in. It's definitely something new. It adds a little bit more professionalism to it, as well as it shows that they're trying to make this game better. They're trying to make this game fit their particular counterpart, which is XCOM's. XCOM's has it. I expect this game to have it just simply right off the back, because this is literally, and I don't want to say it, but this is somewhat of a clone of XCOM's. And that's not a bad thing to say at all, because XCOM's is a top tier RTS game, where this is a top tier RTS game as well. There's some aspects of this game that I love, and there's some aspects of this game that I totally hate, aka the fact that your weapons can be destroyed. I totally hate. The main reason why I hate that is because they always break when somebody drops a rocket launcher on me. But we're not going to get into that particular aspect. That just aches the crap out of me right there when you're sitting there, you're getting ready to kill him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he shoots a rocket at you and your gun breaks, and you're just like, what the fuck? But I digress from the main topic. So the next part of this video, or the next big one, or should I say the last big one, was the content of customization. Now, we already know that you can change the names of your particular squadron or squad member. But with this video, they actually showcased some of the customizations when it came to it, as in gender swapping your character, changing the names, changing the colors, as well as just adding different stripes to the weapons and different designs and stuff like that. They showed some small things that I expected to be in the game during launch. Main reason, because like I pointed out earlier, this is kind of a clone of XCOM's. I wouldn't even say a clone, but it's sort of a half breed or a hybrid variation of it. And I expect them to have that in their game, as well as, I wouldn't say as well as, but since XCOM had it, I expect that in the game, period. I expect customizations in this particular style of game, period. And, I'm not disappointed at all by this particular video. The only way I'm surely going to be disappointed if the customizations is very linear and very lacking at launch. I know that this is a smaller developer. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand that. I wouldn't have backed this game for almost a year. Actually, I think a little bit over a year. I wouldn't have backed this game if I didn't understand. This is a smaller developer and whatnot, but if the customization necessarily isn't there, at least have the armor that is there, so I can customize the armor in itself. Now, this game has a lot and lots of armor, so you can you can customize your particular character a lot more than the base variation of XCOM's. Now, XCOM's in itself is the only real reason why it's really, really popular with customization is because of the modding community. The modding community backs that game 1,000%. It is unbelievable of what you can get from the modding community with XCOM's. And I'm praying to God that Epic Store, God, that just leaves a bad taste coming out of my mouth. But I hope to God that Epic will allow this game to have customization in it, as in mods in it, because this will make or break this particular game. Not saying that it's not going to fly. There's a big difference between flying and soaring. XCOM's flew for a little bit until the modding community jumped in, and then that game soared and took off. Mainly dealing with the Long War 2 or Long War DLC. I wouldn't really call it DLC, but mod. Now, if the modding community comes over here, this game is going to soar like nothing other. Because one, the lore, in my particular opinion, is better than XCOM. The gameplay overall is better. You have boss encounters and stuff like that. So the only thing that isn't as good as XCOM as of right now that it stands is obviously the customization, due to the fact that XCOM has years, 3, 4, 5 years of customization, where this game is obviously coming out. Now, like I said, I hope the Epic Store will allow this game to function with mods. Now, the main reason why I'm a little bit concerned by this is because the way that the game is configured with the Epic Store. Now, I'm not going to get too in depth to it because, one, I don't really know much about it. Two, it has nothing to do with what it does have something to do with what we're talking about, but like I said, I don't really want to get into it. But in the sense is the Epic Store somehow reconfigures the game randomly into a different code every single time that you play it. Like I said, this is just a gist. I don't really know much about it. There's tons of videos on what the Epic Store does when it comes to recoding its game so that it can't be unlocked or broken by hackers. Tons of videos. Highly recommend you go look it up. But due to the fact of it actually reconfiguring literally every single time that you start up, I hope to God that you can still mod it and bring this game, higher and higher, because this game is not going to soar without mods. And just like Fallout 4 is not going to soar without the modding community. Not saying that it's not a good game, not saying that Fallout series is a horrible game without mods, but we can all say Fallout is a better game with mods. XCOM's is a better game with mods. Phoenix Point will be a better game with mods because we can tailor the game to what we want and what we want to do without having to rely upon the developers, as well as developers can sit on our shoulders and have us fix bugs that they necessarily can't get to, or fix bugs that are, too difficult, because this is a smaller company. They may not have the money, they may not have the resources to simply go in, and thus the modding community helps that out, aka Todd Howard and his Fallout 4 trash in itself, because oh my god, that game is so fucking buggy. So buggy. If it wasn't for the modding community, that game would have tanked so bad. But I'm getting off point. It just works. Fucking Todd Howard. But I'm getting off point. Part two of this, of one of the announcements that came out for Phoenix Point was the transparency of their roadmap and their business model. Now, I know their business model, if I'm correct, don't quote me on this, their business model has been out for a little bit, or at least their release date has been out for a little bit. Now they are fully 100% transparent about their roadmap, which hats off to them. Love the fact that they're super transparent. Love the fact that, you know, they're just being upfront with people. They're not trying to take their money. They're not trying to, you know, do anything shady. They're just simply saying, hey, this is what, you know, what's going to happen. This is when it's going to happen. And this is how much it's going to cost you, which is mad respect. Mad respect for Snapshot to do that. Now, the thing is that this game is going to be coming out Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, that is literally less than a month from now. Less than a month that this game is going to be fully coming out, and you're going to see tons and tons of videos from me because I love this game. I love RTSs. I adore them. I don't really stream them because they're not really the most streamable game, because everybody wants that first-person shooter, you know, Far Cry or crap like that. It's not very a streamable game, but I tend to play it a lot, especially Age of Empires. Love Age of Empires. But as well, too, they're announcing 3 days ago that they'll be moving out of the backer build, or the, sorry, not backer build, early access edition, to start the retail edition of the game November 7th. So in a sense is that if you want the backer build 5 access to the game and you want to be able to play the game right now as I speak, you must get it before November 7th. Because the backer build ends November 8th and you won't be able to get it. Only the retail copies will be fully functional at that particular time. Sorry. Everybody's sick in this house and I think I'm getting a little sick. But with that as well, the backer build 5, you will, you know, have access to the game. You'll be able to play it if you end up having the backer build 5 prior to November 7th, all the way up until the retail version. Until the release of December 3rd, where I'm guessing you're most likely going to have to delete that variation and re-download the game, which is kind of standard. Also, too, they discussed the 3 business models that they're going to be having, as well as the season pass. The 3 business models is obviously your standard business model. You have basic edition, you have your deluxe edition, excuse me, and then you have your ultra edition. Your basic as well, you get a digital copy, which is not too bad. It's $40. Really can't argue against that. Your deluxe edition, obviously, you're going to get the game. You're going to get a manual, obviously. You're going to get some desktop wallpaper, you know, some exclusive desktop wallpaper. And then on top of that, you're going to get some in-game items as well as a digital art book, which is, you know, if that's your forte, by all means, go for it. It's not really, you know, doesn't really toot my whistle. But, you know, if that's what you want, hey, that's what you get. Deluxe edition is $59.99. A little bit more than, obviously, the base edition. And now the Ultra Edition, which is pretty much the exact same thing as the Deluxe Edition, but it comes with the Season Pass, and it is $79.99, $80, which is not too bad at all. But like I said, if that's your forte of getting the Deluxe, why not? Or the Ultra, why not? I'm not dissing any of them. And then they talk about the Season Pass, which this is what got me interested in it. Because one, Season Pass is inexpensive. It's kind of standard price, but the DLC is super inexpensive. It kind of piqued my interest on this just to see where they're going with this in itself. Is it going to be small DLCs, or is this going to be a massive big DLC by the price tag? It's not looking like they're going to be any big, so I'm just a little bit curious of the size of these DLCs that they're going to be having. I'm hoping it's not just armor, and I'm hoping that some of the mission that it'll add like new stories to it and whatnot. I'm hoping. But the season pass will include 5 DLCs for $30, which is kind of standard. The DLCs are going to be coming out. The first one is going to be Blood and Titanium, which is a pretty cool name. That one's going to be $4.99. DLC 2, Legacy of the Ancients, which will be $10. DLC 3, most interesting name so far, Festering Skies, will be $10. And DLC 4 and 5, they don't really have titles to them, but DLC 4 will be $5 and DLC 5 will be $10. Now, the $4 ones I'm guessing are just mainly going to be cosmetic entries, either new weapons, new guns, new overlays, stuff like that. The $10 DLCs, I'm expecting them to be a little bit more bang for your buck, aka stories, just because of the name, Legacy of the Ancients, and Festering Skies. That does not sound like armor. That does not sound like weapons. It actually sounds like story-based DLC, which is really what DLC is. But also, too, they announced that the people that pre-order this game on Epic Store will get a digital copy of the soundtrack. Woo! Get that Epic Store incentive. I'm sorry, it's not Snapshot. I'm sorry. I just really hate Epic Store. But you will get the soundtrack in itself, and as well as you'll get the AM3 album by Mukushi, who's the auto director of Phoenix Point. Now, the AM3 album will be an electronic album, so I'm guessing he's a DJ that he makes EDM music. I haven't really, listened to his music, so I really can't say if he does just do EDM music, but I'm guessing due to the fact that it says electronic album in here. A big thing too, all backer build 5 prior to March 12th, 2019 will get all that for free. As well, they will get all the DLC for free. Yes. So in a sense is that I love the fact that they're, giving back to their community, giving back to the people that actually backed this game and gave them money and, beta tested this game for them literally for free. Well, semi-free because we had to pay you guys to play the game. Totally defeats of what a beta tester is. You should be paying us, but we're not even going to get into that. We're not even going to get into that at all. But they're giving back to the community and to the people that back this game. So let me repeat myself, prior to March 12th, 2019, you will get the season pass for free. That means all 5 DLC for free, as well as you will get the digital soundtrack and the AM3 album as well. So that's, some people may not think, that's really decent. Me in particular, I think something is better than nothing. I mean, is it my $40 back? No. Is it $1,000? Hells no. Is it something better than nothing? Yes. I love the fact that they're giving back to their community, giving back to their people, and just simply pushing, we heard you, we like you, we appreciate you. Simply pushing that. As well as the consoles. They give out the consoles. They don't really give a specific date for the console releases. The Xbox One will come out Q1 2012, and the PlayStation 4. Good luck, because they don't give out a date. They just say later that year. It's obvious why the Xbox variation is going to come out first. If you don't know, well, Windows is, the Xbox in itself. Their Windows 10 is literally the Xbox GUI system. So they connect to each other, they talk to each other, they function pretty similar to each other. You have literally I can play Xbox games on my PC, connected to my Xbox. So the interface connects seamlessly. And it's a lot easier to reconfigure, and the button layout is going to be a little bit different. It's just a lot easier. PlayStation, on the other hand, they have to reconfigure and do a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm sort of just not really dabbling into it, just for the main reason is that, 1, I don't want to bore you, and 2, it's a lot of technical bullshit. But, yeah, over those last 3 weeks, there's been some interesting things. All good outside of, Blizzard, shitting on its fan base. But I'm sorry, we're not going to get into that. But Phoenix Point is coming out this month, and they're being transparent, and I love it. You're gonna get some DLC, you're gonna get some cool gear, you're gonna get some new cutscenes. You know, actually finally get to see everything. Even though I don't like the Epic Store, pre-order it anyway to back Slingshot. Wow, I said Slingshot. Wow, Snapshot. Holy crap! It's been a long night. It's 3 a.m. here. Oh, but you know, I don't. If it helps out this game company, by all means, go for it. I may, you know, talk shit about Epic Games, but you know, Epic Game does give back more money to these smaller developers. So I respect that about them, but still, nonetheless, I hate them. Anyway, but if you really want to give back to them, I highly recommend you go to their website, download their game, and pre-order their game from their website. A link will be in the description because, you know, like I said, fuck Epic Store. But with all that, you know, that's some good information. I don't even know how to end this. I'm just rambling on right now. Like I said, it is 3 a.m. and I am tired and I have no idea why I'm making this video at 3 a.m. But always like, subscribe, do all that jazz that everybody else tells you. Make sure you slap that like button like you slap your girlfriend's fat ass every Friday night. But until next time, guys, love your faces. Deuces.